Hello, and welcome to the Banker's View from Sibos video series looking at all the hot topics here in Sydney. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Pascal Augé, who is Global Head of Transaction and Payment Services at Société Générale. Pascal, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Joy. It's always a pleasure.
What are the hot topics here in Sydney?
I would say it's the usual story about, the key things, innovation, just getting back to business, enabling the digital economy, which is the major topic of the day, cybersecurity as well, as usual, and the rest of the time is spent on, say, business to business and cooperation, and I think we're always moving forward. The good news, especially here in Sydney, is that the transaction banking business has got wind in its sails and has still powering ahead, still growth ambitions, whatever the bank, whatever the country. That's very good. That's very good.
Because that was going to be my next question. It's really the state of play for the global transaction banking business. You say it's buoyant.
It's all about growth, even if sometimes we've got negative news on the trade front or whatever. But the mood is positive because we are operating businesses which are growing, where cooperation is, as always, a key driver, a key element, where the need to build together ecosystems is more and more alive. So that's very, very active, very dynamic.
Okay, and how is real-time payments? There's a big move across the world towards real-time payments. How is that impacting your corporate clients?
So we're just entering into that new world of real-time payments, especially in Europe, because we should go live late this year, early next year. So we will all get ready. The question there is what business case we can build on that. So somehow it's still a question mark. I think we'll all start with the most obvious part, which is retail, the P2P activities, where real-time could help. But going forward, I do believe there is something more to be done on the wholesale part. Potentially in unison with some other projects we may touch on, which are GPI, for instance, because the more we are giving transparency, swiftness of processing to our clients, the more it's logical to link that up with real-time payments.
Because that was going to be my next question, which is around Swift GPI, whether you think it's sort of reached a critical mass.
You know, we at Société Générale were one of the first banks. We were around 10 banks back 4 years ago already, pressing our Swift colleagues to do something to counter the new fintechs and new entrants that were proposing more transparency, more swiftness of treatment. We managed to make them move forward. I think they did a great job, and GPI was implemented in a short time. We have been one of the first movers in that respect. We see the impact, 50% of the deals and of the flows being processed within 30 minutes, compares with the tradition we had on correspondent banking to act in 3, 4 days, 5 days. So we are meeting the needs of our clients in terms of the swiftness of response. We are meeting the needs of our clients in terms of the transparency on fees and so on. And I'm pretty sure that the rhythm will go up. As far as we're concerned in Europe, and especially in France, what we are powering ahead on is the GPI for corporates. Our corporates, which are massively connected directly to Swift already, they ask us to move that. They've heard about GPI for banks, and they're eager to be part of the game. So, and we already have a few French corporates in proof of concept mode on GPI. So for me, it's the idea for the future, for the very near future.
And another big trend that's happening in Europe and across the world is the move towards open banking and open application programming interfaces. What do you think the benefits will be for your corporate clients?
We are all speaking about banking as a platform. I think that's the way we envisage business going forward, just to be able to put Lego bricks on the table, opening our own. And that will also open us up to other client segments where we're not maybe the traditional protocol. I mean marketplaces or new entrants that want to have some modules that they can tap on. Whenever we have the connection with the clearing system, for example, whenever we have as utilities sort of the capacity to manage huge volumes, opening up to smaller players, and that's particularly true in Europe because PSD2 is opening up to new, smaller players. I think if we want to capture these flows that will be, growing in the future, the best way is to also open up our systems. Take into consideration the security element, which is for us of paramount importance. It's a game of give and take there, I said.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your insights, Pascal.
Thank you, Joy.